to our podcast. I'm Mr. Sports.
Mrs. Talk, Tom Malia.
This is going to be our casual take on sports and certain things in general, and just going to have fun. We love to talk about sports, and we figured we would give this a go.
Yes. Obviously, this is our takes, our personal takes, and our personal opinions. It's not totally serious, so take it with a grain of salt.
That's it. Don't run to the bookies with anything we're saying right now.
Please don't run to the bookies.
All right? Don't. These are just like Mrs. Talk said. It's just a casual sports take, casual sports talk, and that's it.
Yeah.
So, with that said, we know the OTAs are starting. We figured it would be perfect time to kind of pick this up and start and casually work our way into the season while the football season. Yeah, right.
OTAs to the casual.
Our organized team activities, right? You always hear OTA, and what that means is basically volunteer practices that the organization's putting together. So organized team activities are starting for the NFL. So perfect time to start this up and start talking about it.
Does that mean that Travis Kelce's not going to be at the AMAs with Taylor Swift? But, that's just...
He could. I mean, I don't think he needs to go to OTAs. The guy's been doing it forever.
How many years has he been with Casey again?
Oh, it's got to be at least 10 years.
Oh, my God.
11 years. So.
That's a long time.
Same system.
And he just re-upped with them, right?
2 years, right?
Yep. So we were wondering whether he was going to retire or not.
Yeah, it kind of looked like he was dragging ass last season a little bit.
Right into the sunset with Taylor Swift. Come on. But no, he's going to do one more year. I guess the engagement will be
can still happen
again.
It can still happen, I guess.
I hope.
So for the eternal love optimist.
Okay. Well, I digress. Sorry.
Anyway, yeah. So getting back to OTAs and beginning of the season. So actually, everybody's got to start talking about Aaron Rodgers and where he's going to go, where he's going to end up. And, obviously the Steelers and has been a big talk, and they say they're going to give him all the time he needs.
Yeah. And according to some sources, again, our sources are what we read, what we
they're public sources.
Public sources. They're saying that he's waiting for Minnesota, the Vikings.
Talking about Brett Favre 2.0, right?
I know. It's really weird, right?
Yeah, it's a little ridiculous.
Yeah, and he was on a live podcast, Mike's You Never Know live podcast. He was kind of...
a little cryptic.
Yeah.
Even talking about the Bears, he can't be straightforward and just say, no, never, not interested. Obviously want to play for certain teams that would have me, or certain teams that I would like to play for, but it's got to be in the spotlight somehow or another. So what does that do for Pittsburgh now? Right? Pittsburgh's waiting on him. That's supposed to be their ace in the hole, right? Like, that's our guy, and we're not going to draft anybody, and which is so ridiculous. I don't know why any organization would cater to this guy right now.
Yeah, they didn't draft anybody in the off season.
Right. They have Mason Rudolph, right?
They have if they start the season with Mason Rudolph, sorry, Pittsburgh.
Yeah, there's going to be some trouble. So he's
bad.
Supposed to be the savior, but again, if he's really interested, right, then he would be there by now.
Yeah.
Right? OTA's perfect time to create some chemistry with the guys and start absorbing the playbook and getting down to business, right? That's what it's all about.
And I mean, they're saying that he has some personal issues
and stuff
that he's kind of waiting out, but he's on these podcasts doing interviews, so I'm like, okay,
I know,
what are you
right?
waiting for? The big things too. Nick Sirianni,
he got
head
an
coach
extension
for the Eagles, who won the Super Bowl
winning.
multi-million-dollar.
Well, he deserves it. I mean, they've been in the Super Bowl twice. He's been through multiple coordinators. Jalen Hurts plays well under him. He's able to kind of corral all those big personalities. Even going through all the book stuff, right, with A.J. Brown last year.
And being a big personality himself.
Right. Yeah.
Yes, I'm not a fan, but whatever. He won a Super Bowl finally. Yelling at fans.
his
all
own
the
fans.
time. His own fans.
He definitely has
He does
an
he
interesting
is a
approach.
thing.
Huh?
I mean, okay, I'm biased because I am a Cowboys fan, and
Right.
they are our big rivals. But yeah, you know what? You're right. He deserves a contract. He's not the first coach I would want, but
Right.
you know.
Yeah, I know, right? When you hear all these guys talking about, building teams and name your best coaches, Sirianni doesn't come to mind.
No, not,
even though he's got a great winning percentage, great in the playoffs, won a Super Bowl, been to 2 in
that's true.
like 5 years.
Yeah,
so,
that's true.
but still, I know I wouldn't want him anyway.
He was, but that's that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's it. It deserves it. So now they can worry about other stuff now for the next few years.
Then Brock Purdy for the
big
San
contract,
Francisco
right?
49ers. What is that? 265 million,
56, something
56 million.
5 year.
Yeah.
180 guaranteed or something.
Yeah, something.
So not bad. So many mixed opinions on that guy.
A lot of people don't think that he's good. I mean, I have a good friend that's a San Francisco 49ers, and she's like, I mean, he's just not the guy. And I was like, well, he's been to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
almost would have went to another one, but
almost went to
ripped his elbow up.
Before that, right? Yeah. And I don't know. It wasn't like they played a good game in the Super Bowl against Kansas City. I mean, they went into OT, right?
Is that
right? They went into OT. Like, it wasn't like a blowout like the Eagles, but Kansas City just he kept. I mean, he kept up with them. I mean, I don't know. That could be like they didn't go over the
Well, now what's going to happen with the rest of the players, right? Everybody who is suspect of Brock Purdy thinks because he has this superstar cast that they call the Avengers, right? With McCaffrey and Kittle, and you have Ayuk, who's coming off a major knee injury now. They just lost Debo, so they're down one of the Marvel, right? They're Avengers. But Ricky Pearsall seemed to step in and do okay. So
who's Ricky?
He's the wide receiver last year that got shot in the chest when he was shopping before the season.
So crazy.
And it took him a long time to come back, but once he came back, he was good. He took off pretty good.
I mean, they went to the playoffs.
Yeah, they have a good team. They drafted well.
Playoffs ever.
And they have an easy schedule.
Yeah.
So
supposedly.
So a lot of people are saying good thing they paid him now instead of next year. Right? So we'll find out.
We will. Pickens.
Yeah, you guys made a great move finally.
George Pickens, wide receiver. He was at the Pittsburgh Steelers. We have him now. I'm kind of happy about it. But a lot of people are like, he was a head case, but it could have been just because he was in Pittsburgh. And we'll see.
Yeah, nobody throwing him the ball, right? You could tell last year that the offense was totally different without him. So it runs through him. He's a great 1A, 1B, to CeeDee Lamb.
CeeDee Lamb there now, now they have to have someone else to cover.
Yeah.
Who someone's gonna. So
can't double team both those guys, right?
But I think it's up to not the fact that yes, great. George Pickens is a great wide receiver, but then it's really up to our quarterback,
right?
Dak Prescott, who I know I love. Look, he's great. He's another one that I think maybe could be better.
Yeah. Yeah, like he's very mature. He says all the right things. He knows how to handle himself at the podium. His biggest problem, like he makes great plays and then he turns around and misses the layups.
Just sometimes.
and those can be crushers. So he's definitely got to step up. He's got weapons around him, and now they're rebuilding that O-line.
Yeah, and then they're rebuilding the O-line, and I hope they can, revamp the running game again.
Yeah,
because that helps.
They got Miles Sanders, and then they picked up. I'm trying to think who else the other running back is that you guys grabbed.
I forget.
That he's kind of a workhorse kind of guy. He's going to give you a little bit more. Some more yards, right? Depending on how that knee holds up with Javonte Williams coming from Denver. So he doesn't have a lot of miles on the tires.
Yeah.
But he definitely can. This will be a second year back from an ACL, so
okay,
it should be good. He's young. He's only 25.
That's
so we got a lot of tread left on those tires.
Yep.
So and then to my team.
Yep.
The Saints had quite the roller coaster of an off season with their former quarterback. Can't even believe that, right? From injury to
retirement. Derek Carr retired.
All right, leaving us with basically 2 rookies, right? We got Spencer Rattler. We drafted one this year, and Tyler Shuck. And Kellen Moore seems to speak very highly of him.
You guys got a new coach?
Got a new coach. You guys remember Kellen Moore?
Yes, he was our offensive coach for the Cowboys. Then he was at Philly. He won a Super Bowl with Philly last year. So he left the Eagles. Why? But
I know for the Saints, right?
Well, he's a good head coach. He wants to be a head coach.
That's right.
That's what he wanted to be.
They do support their coaches. They do give them some good, pieces.
So
probably time to move on from Mickey Loomis, but hey, that's another conversation.
So what do you think about the quarterback, though? Like, do you think it's going to work?
I think Spencer Rattler's going to start, and then they'll probably see how he does. We'll see how Tyler Shuck comes along, because that's probably going to be Kellen's guy. Who knows? Maybe they're in for Arch Manning next year, so they could be.
Archie Manning is the son of,
I believe, Cooper Manning. I believe he's the older.
Of the Manning, Peyton Manning, Eli Manning, that family pedigree.
The family of NFL royalty.
Yes.
So he's supposed to be the next big thing, and everybody's going to be.
Yeah, and if you don't know, his grandfather.
Yeah, his grandfather
Archie Manning, was the quarterback for the Saints.
That's it. Absolutely. That's kind of where the whole legacy down in Louisiana started, and would be awesome to have his grandson come play on our team. That would be amazing. So, but we'll see, right? And, we got to start at home. Saints have opened up against the Cardinals. And then week 2, they are at home again against, I forget who.
I have no idea. But we open against Philly right off the bat. We open up the season.
Yeah.
September is it? September 4th. September 4th is the starting of the NFL season. We open it up on a Thursday night against Philly. Oh joy! Sounds like a loss, but you never know. It could be. We could win. Who do you guys start off with? Cardinals, you said, right? And then you said
the Niners.
The Niners.
So back-to-back games at home, which is nice for them. We'll see how they do, though. We'll see if they can. I don't know. They started out 2-0 last year with 2 great wins, and then the entire line fell apart, and so did the season. So who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, we'll see what happens, and then we'll see what happens with the Cowboys too, because they need a lot to prove this year.
Yeah. Tough division, right? Yeah. Washington's getting better. Philly just won. Giants aren't getting any worse.
No. So I think it's the Giants and I are kind of I
don't know. Some people are back on the train with the Pickens pick and a little bit of a draft and rebuild the O-line. Some people are back on the Cowboy train. Let's see.
Let's hope.
The NFC is so tough now.
Yeah.
It's amazing. A few years ago, the AFC was like, it's totally stacked. And now it's completely different. It's going to be a very interesting season.
Right.
And with that, and every time you start talking about the NFL, you got to start talking about fantasy.
Yep.
That's definitely going to be coming up, right?
We do a fantasy football.
Doing a league now.
We do a league.
I've been doing it for at least 30 years.
Yeah, he's been doing it. 30 years.
But our league, I've been running our league for probably 10 years now.
10 years now, yeah. And I've won it twice.
Yeah.
I won it twice.
At least twice, maybe 3 times.
Yeah.
I think I've won it 3 times, 4 times. It's a very competitive league, though, actually. It's a really good league. We do typical PPR, wherein you get you draft a team defense special teams.
Yeah. It's 12 teams?
12-team league, Yahoo.
Yeah.
Very fun.
Yes.
Very, very low key. Very fun.
That'll be coming soon. We'll record an episode of us drafting. You'll see that. I also run a football pool at my work, and so we'll we'll do a little brief thing about that too once
Yeah, we'll
football
talk about
starts.
picks and good, maybe some strong picks that we feel are going to be good games, or obvious wins or something like that.
Yeah.
And when it comes to fantasy, we'll talk. We'll have a lot of time to talk about overall pick number one, and what kind of strategies are we hearing out there,
right?
And, what are some of the approaches? Last year a lot of people were trying to be sneaky and take tight ends early because there was a big run on tight ends, and stay away from certain running backs because they're injury
there was a
prone.
lot. Yeah, there was last year the trend was wide receivers, and I was the first pick. I picked Tyreek Hill, and you know how that ended.
Yeah, that's right. So dependent on Tua. Tua gets hurt, forget about it.
One, he got arrested on his first game.
That doesn't help.
Not arrested, but he got pulled over.
He got taken down.
And he was amazing. The first, Tyreek Hill's going to be on a roll. Then Tua got hurt, and he was a bust.
That's it. That's what happens to him, and he tends to disappear when a quarterback changes, which is weird, right? If he's such a good wideout, you would think he could just get open. But that was tough last year because you still had Joe Burrow that needed to get paid.
Oh my God. Can they please?
You thought Jamar Chase was gonna, sit out, and he finally got paid. So it's kind of weird to pick him. I got stuck. Not stuck. I picked Justin Jefferson. I was the 7th pick, right? Because J.J. McCarthy was out, and nobody knew how Sam Darnold was gonna do.
Right. And it was slow, but he ended up getting
worked out all right.
Worked out okay. So that was it. I think.
Yeah, I mean, geez.
That's it. And obviously we'll concentrate mostly on football, but baseball is here. I'm a Dodger fan. Shohei Ohtani has just started live pitching. Did batting practice the other day. Looked amazing.
Yeah, it's a big thing. Some big hype, big excitement, especially with all the injuries again to the staff. So
I know
could definitely use an arm, but they're not going to rush him back. But it'll be good to see him. It's nice to see him pitch.
Yeah. And basketball playoffs are on, and right now, Minnesota's tonight, but it's 2-1 on both sides now. Right?
Yeah, right. And Minnesota came back and punched OKC right in the face in the last one, and then first game Minnesota, and
Knicks finally got the biggest comeback.
Pacers had a chance to do the Knicks choke. They called the Knicks out for choking, and now they turn around and do the same thing.
But that's it. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, we hope you guys will be back again, and we appreciate you.
All right.
Thank you.
Cheers.